Miscellaneous rooms can be surprisingly dangerous when you're trying to maintain a tidy home. It usually starts innocently. A few items get placed there temporarily because no one's quite sure where they belong, and the room has space, so you think, why not? But when a room doesn't have a clearly defined purpose and starts to be the best option to put miscellaneous items, those items start to pile up. And before long, the room becomes this place where random things end up whenever no one knows what to do with them, until the room becomes totally unusable because it's full of so much stuff. That's exactly what happened in this room. Today I'm decluttering and organizing this space, which my client described as a miscellaneous room that has slowly turned into a catch-all. If you're new here, I'm Kelly, a professional organizer with a background in behavioral science. I help people create homes that support the life they actually want to live. This is actually a beautiful room with great natural lighting, but over time it slowly turned into a disorganized storage space for items that either belong somewhere else in the house or probably should have been decluttered. So before we started decluttering or organizing anything, the first step was getting really clear on what role this room was supposed to play in the home. My client said she wanted the space to primarily function as a library and plant room, but she also wanted a dedicated area to store craft supplies. I made sure to ask whether the room would be used for a craft workspace or just for storage, because that changes how things should be organized. In this case, my client said they usually do crafts at the dining table, so this room didn't need to function as a craft workspace. It just needed to store the supplies in a way that made them easy to find, easy to bring to the dining table, and easy to put away. Once you know what the purpose of the room is, it becomes so much easier to decide what belongs there and what doesn't. In this case, that meant anything that wasn't related to books, plants, or craft supplies needed to find a different home somewhere else in the house. And once we clarified that, I got to work. In a space like this that contains a lot of miscellaneous items, it can feel a little bit overwhelming and can be hard to know where to start. As a rule, I like to start by getting a trash bag and collecting any trash from the entire space. Think of this as a little Easter egg hunt. After that, I like to remove any items that clearly don't belong in the space. I always start with the biggest items because the goal is to clear as much space as possible as quickly as possible. So if you have a large item in the room that doesn't belong there, get it out right away and the space will immediately feel a little less overwhelming. As expected, there were quite a few things in here that didn't really belong in the space. There were holiday decorations that belonged in the attic, hobby equipment that belonged in the garage, wall decor that belonged in other rooms, and even some closet doors that were meant for the kids' bedrooms. None of these things were intentionally stored here. They were just placed here temporarily as an out-of-sight, out-of-mind solution. But when enough of these temporary decisions pile up, a room can quickly become unusable. Once we removed everything that didn't belong, the room immediately started to feel calmer and much easier to work with. We were left with only the items that likely belonged in this room, and we had enough space to create categories on the floor to do another pass to see if there was anything else to get rid of or move to a different room. This process of creating categories is so important because seeing similar things grouped together makes it much easier to make informed decisions about what to keep and where to put things. After creating categories and doing another decluttering pass to get rid of stuff that didn't belong, it was time to get ready to put things away. Before putting anything away, I always like to take a moment to wipe down all of the areas we emptied out, because how often do you get a chance to totally clean the shelves that are usually full of stuff? Plus, it feels like a nice symbolic reset where we're getting rid of the dust from the previously disorganized space and setting the tone for a tidy, clean space moving forward. Next, I assessed what categories of items we created to come up with a game plan for where everything should go. There were a few requests my client made in terms of keeping certain things out of the high traffic areas where they would be less likely to be disturbed by her kids or her dogs. Keeping those things in mind, I created a few intentional zones in the room so that everything had a logical place to live. There's a clear library area for the books, a plant area near the natural light, and a dedicated section for craft supplies. Creating zones like this helps a space make sense visually, but it also makes the room much easier to maintain. When everything has a clear home, it's much easier to keep the room from slipping back into that catch-all category. And that's really the key takeaway from projects like this. Rooms that don't have a clear purpose almost always end up becoming dumping grounds for miscellaneous items. But once you define what the space is for and make sure everything inside the room supports that purpose, the space becomes much easier to keep organized. Before I show you what the room looks like now, here's a reminder of what we started with. And this is the space now. This room can actually function the way it was intended to, as a calm library and plant space with organized craft storage instead of a cluttered storage room, which is so great because this room is beautiful. I love all the natural light it has, and it's now a cozy place where my client can read to her kiddos. There's even enough space in there that she's planning on getting a daybed that can act as a cozy reading nook. I love transformations like this where a room goes from an unusable space that people avoid going in or looking at to a comfortable, cozy space where everyone in the family can enjoy spending time. If you enjoyed this video and want to see another satisfying transformation, check out this recent video I posted where I show a closet decluttering project where I helped my client and her husband align their clothes with their current lives to make their small shared closet much more usable and their morning routines much smoother. I'll link that video here on the screen and in the description below.